Yo, what's happening? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Pardon my presence. YouTube channel. I'm back at it again. I want to be the 200th person to do a review on the Kanye West JESUSISKING album. Look, I don't really do album reviews, but I listen to music regularly, and this is an album that was highly anticipated, and for very good reason. So I have a few thoughts on it that I want to discuss with you. And you let me know how you feel. You let me know if there's anything that I said that I will say that actually gives you some insight as to what the hell is going on here. Okay, now let me talk about this. Just a backdrop before we get into the music in the album. Kanye West went from being broke with his clothing line, with his shoes, asking publicly for help from Steve Jobs, from the CEO of Facebook, asking Elon Musk for assistance, trying to holler at the CEO of Twitter, the founder of Twitter. Fast forward to today, and he's the top earning rap artist of 2018 or 19, I believe. Came out on the Forbes list. This man earned 150 million. 150 million. And if I'm not mistaken, the next one up in that list was, if I'm not mistaken, I believe it was Jay-Z. And Jay-Z had 81 million. Do you know what type of gap that is? Do you know what type of gap that is? That's a $70 million gap. That's huge. It's huge. So I just want to say, Kanye West has turned shit around. And I don't even think that money includes Kardashian money. You know what I mean? I don't think it includes his wife's money. Like how Jay-Z's billion sometimes might include his wife's money. This is Kanye's earnings. So I just want to say that Kanye West has turned things around. So all that cancel Kanye talk, all that F Kanye, calling him a derogatory name, or even say it, but you know the word I'm referring to. All these names, all the ridicule, all the I won't support him, he's crazy, him backing Trump, all these different things that Kanye did in the past 12 months, the TMZ debacle, all these different things that he's done has not hurt his bottom line. Kanye West is doing good, real good. He's excellent right now. He's doing very well. And based on the first week sales, he's on top of the world. Kanye's contrarian approach to his celebrity, to his fame, to his how should I put it? His stardom has paid off. Now you might think I'm crazy in saying this, but he's turned his mental illness into gold. Alright? He turned it into gold. So I just want to say, to start off, that kudos to Kanye West for making money off of all of the different themes and all the different subject matters that seem to be prevalent within society. Drugs, abuse, racism, fashion, technology. Kanye West seems to be on everybody's tongue based on all of these different things that he talks about. He has kept himself relevant, and he has put himself in the position where he can only win. Okay, and that leads me to something else that I want to discuss, and that it has to do with the music business. Nobody sells music anymore. You got all these people claiming to be rappers. Well, actually, let me take that back. A lot of people aren't even claiming to be rappers. They're just claim to be rock stars. They claim to be having the possession of drip. They seem to be the bearer of drip, whatever you want to call it, whoever they want to, label themselves as. The bottom line, ain't nobody focusing on good music anymore. The shit has completely shifted. It used to be music was the focal point, but now it's all about attention. Okay? How much attention can you get? How many people you could get to like your videos, or to view your videos, to like your Instagram post, to comment on your Facebook accounts, to interact with you on Instagram, to interact with you on Snapchat, all these different things. That seems to be the main focus now, engagement. And what people will start to realize, and I suspect it started with Fox News and how successful Fox News became when they started editorializing the news and started putting in, I guess you could call personal opinions, and being more on the bias level than really being objective as newscasters and the news stations once were. They used to be very objective. They didn't really lean one way or the other. They kind of stayed neutral. But nowadays, it's all about the personality. They're no longer looking to investigate different stories and search for news. They are becoming the news. And I think it started with Fox News and how they handle, or how they approach their business. Okay, and I find that since then, and since all of the success that they've gained, not by providing accurate information regarding the news, but providing enjoyable content that engages people who don't even like Fox News, who don't even like Republicans, don't like Bill O'Reilly, don't like any of the pundits on that station. They talk about Fox News. They watch it to argue with people. They watch it to call in to debate. And Fox News is the winner, because at the end of the day, what they're looking for is engagement. And this is what I think is happening in the music business, especially in hip hop. Okay, it's all about engagement, likes, comments, views, not about sales. And that's all because they've changed the model. We no longer go to HMV. We no longer go to Sam the Record Man or Best Buy to buy CDs. We're on our phone. We're clicking. We're streaming content for free. We're not paying for any of this. So how are rappers making their money then, if no one's buying their music? And the streaming companies pay little to next to nothing for all the streams. So how are rappers making their money? Well, they make it because they have now become news stations. Okay? News stations. And when I say news stations, that means they draw an audience. They have a captive audience. They have an audience specific to that particular brand. Here comes the companies who want access to that particular market, who want access to that demographic. They're willing to pay. They're making money off advertising dollars. Okay? And if you understand that whole concept as I broke it down, you understand why Kanye West has been successful. Kanye West has been rolling out a train wreck, from going on different shows with Zane Lowe to Big Boy, TMZ, talking out of his ass. Sometimes he sprinkles some wisdom, and I'll be honest with you, I'm the type of person who doesn't throw out the baby with the bathwater. I try to take what I can, pick the meat off the bones, discard the rest that I can't use. And some of the things that Kanye West says, it makes sense. Like when he says, Instagram has your girl. If you really look at it, Instagram and social media has all of us. We're constantly looking for validation through our phone instead of, seeking validation from our own selves internally. So I understand him clearly. I understand what he's saying. But at the same time, he's banking on you seeking validation from your phone. He's banking on you looking to these sources for validation. Okay? Because that's how he makes his money. That's how he makes his money. I just wanted to say here that the music is really secondary for him. That's not how he's making his coin. So if you understand that, you understand why it was important for Kanye West to be all over the place, acting what seems to be irrational, acting like what seems to be erratic. You understand that him putting out release dates, his wife going on talk shows promoting the album, and the album never comes on the date that they say. I believe it was twice that she made mention of an album, whether it's the Yandi album, whether it's the Jesus is King album, all these different social media posts and anticipation, and the album didn't drop. All of that is all planned. All of that is part of the game. It builds anticipation. And you tell me, even if you weren't even a lover of gospel music or hip hop, or even a fan of Kanye West, what was the thing that you had to do out of all of this? What did he have to do? What the hell is everybody talking about? Is this gonna be any good? I gotta check it out. I gotta see. I gotta hear it. Nah. This is dropping tonight? Nah, let's give it a listen. It don't cost me any money. Right? Your curiosity has no charge to it. There's no expense. It's free. All it takes is your time. And guess what? How long is this project? Like 27 minutes? My video might be longer than the project. Real talk. If I mess around, this video might end up being longer than the Kanye West album. Alright? So just keep that in mind. So one of the things that I want to point out to you people is that this is all strategic. This is all planned. This is all part of a rollout. And Kanye West understands what's happening as far as anticipation, builds interest, builds curiosity, builds views, adds streaming numbers. And this is why he was able to top album sales because of the streams at, I think it was 270, 250, in that range as far as sales from the first week. Now, to me, that's a bounce back from his previous album, and that's really good on him because it makes it look like he's been successful. And one of the things that I took away from all of this is the fact that Kanye West has kind of created a niche for himself where he's doing, or he's saying he's found the Lord, and he's doing Christian gospel music, or at least he says he is, but it's in a hip-hop format. It's still mixed in with hip-hop songs, and it seems to be more of a marketing ploy than really has to do with him changing his ways and becoming this born-again figure. Okay, but let's go into the music very briefly, and let's find out how I feel about this album, Jesus is King. So on to the album, Jesus is King. This is a whopping 27-minute project. I find that albums nowadays are short because the shorter they are, the easier it is to digest and to get multiple streams. Keep in mind, I believe anything over 10 seconds of a listen is considered a stream. So you tell me, if you have a short album, 27 minutes, you could stream it and get repetitive streams a lot quicker than if you had a 60-minute project, which people don't have at all. But the point I'm making is that it's a lot easier when you have shorter songs. I believe the longest song is Use This Gospel, which is a slower tempo song, and that's at 3 minutes and 38 seconds. So you tell me. Okay, then you have Every Hour, which is more of an intro than is a song, and then you have Jesus is Lord, which is 49 seconds, and that is an outro. So really, what are we looking at? A 10 album project with songs underneath 3 minutes and 30 seconds? Okay, so maybe that's the way how we look at music today. Short and sweet, digestible, like someone who's healthy conscious as far as their meals, a small plate. So this is how I look at it. When I look at the track list, it sounds very Christian-like, very gospel-like. You play the first song every hour, gospel, traditional gospel music. When I first heard it, I'm like, okay, I'm getting into it. It seems like Kanye West is keeping his word. He's doing a gospel album. This is new. I'll give it a listen. It's Kanye West. He's musically inclined. He knows what he's doing, although he hasn't been for the past couple of albums. But, I kind of give him some trust, some leeway, right? So I passed that to Silla. And, Silla, he's rapping. It sounds a little bit Pusha T-ish. It sounds a little bit, nuanced rap. It sounds like a Kanye song, and that build up at the end. I'm like, okay, I kind of see where he's going. It's very choir-esque. Cool. Then the third song comes on, and I'm blown away because I'm like, whoa, I'm not expecting this, because the first 2 songs seemed like it was going to be a Christian gospel album. But then I'm hearing old Kanye West on Follow God. And I'm telling you this right now, Follow God is a standout track here because it seems like it could fit on one of his first albums, one of the earlier albums. It fits in there as far as the production, as far as how he's rapping, a little bit more up tempo. I like the wordplay. I like what he's talking about. Family issues, which is what his first album was about as well too, breaking down certain family issues and things that he was dealing with in his family life. So it was kind of reminiscent of Kanye West's first album, which I believe was Late Registration, or was it College Dropout? That's right, College Dropout. So it sounded like it could fit on that project, so that was cool. And I'm also thinking, okay, what the hell, this doesn't seem like a gospel album. He's kind of switching it up. He's doing what I would call a variety album. But anyways, I digress. Then it goes to Close on Sunday. You're My Chick-fil-A. Nah, not a fan of that. Although they opened up a Chick-fil-A in Toronto recently, I haven't been there. Hasn't really interested me that much, but I find the wordplay on here to be very corny. More cornier than Kanye West usually is, or that we know him for. So I didn't really like it. I don't like the whole screaming at the end of it, so that wasn't really cool for me at all. On God, that was cool. You could kind of see where he was going to have a song with the phrase on God, since that seems to be one of the common phrases in hip-hop today. And why not flip it into something religious like, and that's what he did here. So yeah, it's kind of cliche from a gospel or Christian point of view. Okay, now before I move forward, one of the things that I'm realizing about this album is that there's no swearing. I haven't heard any swearing yet. I haven't heard the N-word. That's awesome, because nowadays you can't even play one song without cursing, without derogatory words, racial epithets being used, and to me it's getting out of hand. So to hear Kanye West rap without any language that can be considered as coarse and vulgar, kudos to him. The only other rapper that chose to go that direction was Chamillionaire, and he had to exit the game and become a techie and make money, in the Valley in San Francisco. Big up to Chamillionaire. Anyways, let's keep going. So we go to Water, which is a song that I heard before. I don't really like that feeling, the boom, 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 boom. I didn't really gravitate towards that. It didn't draw me in. I understand what they're going with as far as the water feel, like they're underwater, but now pass on that. God Is, that seemed like a song that I heard before. Now, a lot of people hate the song because Kanye West singing is bad. Yeah, it might be bad, but he's not using auto-tune, right? And if you recall, that was one of the biggest or the most frequent critiques on previous albums. Yo, Kanye, drop the auto-tune. So now when he drops the auto-tune, he's singing in his regular voice, trying his hardest to sing, trying to hit the high notes, and everybody's hating. I don't understand. You can't please everybody. I don't mind it. The lyrics was good. It felt really inspiring. If you're the type of person who is searching for something more in life, I can see how you could be drawn to this album. If you like surface level stuff, he didn't really go deep into scriptures. He didn't really go deep into different concepts about religion, or he didn't really go into how he changed from being, you're my whore and you're such a hoe, all different things, to becoming a full-fledged Christian, so to speak. He never really got into how he got into that journey. So this is more of a surface level album, and maybe that is fitting based on how everybody nowadays being so influenced by social media and the surface levelness of social media. Maybe this is intentional, I don't know. But we move on to Hands On. Not really standout track at all. Everything We Need. I skipped that track for a reason. I didn't like it. I didn't like the ooh, 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 ooh. Not a fan. That I could throw out. Okay, then we move on to Use This Gospel. To me, this is probably the best song on the album. The reason why is because the melody drew me in right away. The use of the car door open sound or prompt, that was unique. That was creative. Also, bringing in Pusha T, who still rapped about drugs somehow and drug dealing somehow, but to also bring on Malice or No Malice, I felt it was great. They really tailored their message, although it was very short. They tailored their message to what Kanye West was trying to do. And then the standout moment is Kenny G on the sax, and what he did with that instrument. He killed it. It was a really inspiring song. The part that made me go that got me frustrated was at the end when they brought in the drums and you hear the beat. And I'm like, yo, why didn't Kanye West make the whole song like that? Put the beat in, because at that point that song will be played on the radio. They would get a lot more looks, would get better looks, better play in mainstream. I'm not sure why I didn't do that. Maybe he'll change that. But the one thing I want to point out on this song is the fact that, however it was mixed, Pusha T was offbeat. It didn't sound like he understood what the pocket was. He didn't seem to understand where he was coming in on the project or on the song, and when he's supposed to drop his initial lines. No Malice was a standout. When he rapped, the background choir was more amplified. When he rapped with conviction. He spoke with conviction. Taking a camera pose. After all of the lives he destroyed. Trunk full of Barry Manilow's, but changed their tune when the stammer closed. I felt that No Malice killed that. It was precise, very short and sweet, to the point, and his message was heartfelt, and you felt that, right? So to me, that's the best song on the album. And then after that, inexplicably, it's Jesus is Lord, which is kind of a nice melody to close out a song or to close out an album. But it would have been nice if the initial song to start off the project was like Jesus is Lord, and then you'll have like a nice loop, like how you have with J Dilla's Donuts, how it has that loop where if you have it on continuous play, you won't even know that there's the ending of the song. I think Kendrick Lamar did that as well too on Damn. I'm not too sure, but I like that. That would have been a good option for Kanye West. Okay, but again, let's look at the overall aspect of this album. Was it a success? Maybe not by the people who hate Kanye, because it seems to be two camps. The people that love Kanye and the people that now hate Kanye, when everybody used to love Kanye. And you'll never be able to please them all. Kanye West showed signs of the old Kanye West with his creativity, with Follow God and Use His Gospel. He showed he still has some sense of musical genius, okay? And he's branching out. And one of the things I will say is that if you keep mentioning Jesus Walks like that was some type of standard for Christian rap, please understand that there's other artists that are really good like LAKEY. But beside from that point, if you're gonna keep saying that Kanye West needs to work with his old writers, his old team, Jesus Walks, Kanye West worked with his old team. He had Rhymefest on this album, on this project. He had Consequence on this project, Sci-Hi the Prince on this project, the Clips on this project. He went back into his bag and he brought out his old work. So for other people saying Jesus Walks, he gave you Use His Gospel. He gave you Follow God. Did his ears change or did yours change? You know, one of those things where you have to look at it and say, am I viewing this differently now because of the things that he said in the past? Am I now scrutinizing his music a little harder than I used to before? Because Kanye West has put us on bullshit in the past, like Drunken White Girls, whatever that song was that he did with, who was it? Was it Mos Def? I think it was Mos Def. Anyways, he's done some questionable shit. Okay, so Kanye West has never been perfect throughout his career. So I don't see this project as being his worst. I think this is in the same lane as 808 Heartbreaks as far as him expanding his sound, expanding his reach, testing new waters. And I think he did pretty good considering all of the background noise and all of the other things that he had to use to kind of draw people in, to get people to want to listen to this. I felt in this climate and everything that he did to draw attention, and the music being 6 out of 10-ish, averages, I felt he accomplished his goal. And that is to have everyone talking about him again, have everyone wanting to see what this is about. Being a 40-year-old rapper in a genre where it's all about being young and being the new wave and having a new drip, Kanye West was able to break through all that clutter and put out a project that made people want to listen. And that, in essence, is exactly what the music business is about today. Getting people to want to listen and to engage into what you're doing. Because not everyone at Kanye's age is interested. And I think Dame Dash hit this when he spoke with Adam22 on their one-on-one interview. They spoke about the album, and Dame Dash said it correctly when he said he's interested. And if anything about this project that you could call it, music aside, scandal aside, this was interesting. He drew people in to want to listen to the project. This is a project where people from different backgrounds, different races, nationalities, even religions, probably listened to this album once. And if you did, guess what? That's considered a stream, which means that's considered a sale. So there you have it. That's my take, my raw reflection on Kanye West's project, Jesus is King. Did I like it? I did, for what it was for, what it's worth. I have no problems with it. I'm curious what he'll come up with next. But I felt for everything that he tried to do and tried to accomplish, he aced it, he killed it. Perfect execution. Big up to Kanye West. Try to work more on the editing and doing several takes to get the right cadence with the rhymes. But I'm not mad at him. I'm not going to nitpick. All I gotta say is, in this climate, he did the exact thing he was supposed to do in regards to drawing people in and being engaged. Pardon my presence. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace out.